When a breakup happens, it's often accompanied by a flood of emotions: sadness, confusion, and even anger. But one of the most persistent feelings is the raw ache of being let go. You start to question what went wrong, wondering whether your ex regrets the decision to end things. This feeling can be amplified when you realize that the love, affection, or connection you once shared has faded from their life. But here's the thing. In many cases, the decision to end things may not be as clear-cut as it seems. That's why it's natural to wonder, did they regret it? Do they still think about what they had with you? Sometimes, we desire to make our exes reconsider their choice. It could stem from love, wanting to rekindle something that was once special, or from the ego, hoping to be the one who's missed. Perhaps it's about finding closure, wanting them to see the value you brought into their life. Whatever the reason, the thought of making them wonder why they let you slip away is an emotional journey. It's a way of showing that, even though things ended, you're capable of thriving, growing, and becoming someone they might wish they hadn't lost. In the next few sections, we'll explore the strategies you can use to spark that doubt in their mind, making them reflect on the decision they made. Regret is a powerful emotion, especially when it comes to relationships. People often experience it after making decisions that lead to the loss of something meaningful. But what makes regret so powerful? It stems from a deep emotional understanding of what's been lost, paired with the what-ifs that linger in the mind. When people end relationships, they often try to convince themselves that it was the right decision, but those what-ifs never fully disappear. Over time, this psychological uncertainty builds. People start to imagine the possibilities that could have been, wondering if there was something they overlooked or took for granted. The more they think about these scenarios, the stronger the sense of regret becomes. The concept of loss is something we all relate to, but it's particularly strong when it comes to romantic relationships. Absence, as they say, makes the heart grow fonder. When someone you care about is no longer a part of your life, you're forced to face the emptiness left behind. Over time, this absence becomes more pronounced, and memories of what you shared begin to feel more valuable. The simple things, the inside jokes, the shared dreams, the comfort of knowing someone was there, become more significant once they're gone. This is when regret starts to seep in, as the realization of what was lost becomes stronger. Emotional attachment plays a major role in this process. In relationships, we form deep emotional connections with our partners. These bonds aren't just about shared experiences. They are also rooted in vulnerability and trust. When we let someone in on that level, it creates a unique and powerful bond. However, when that connection is broken, it's not just the relationship that's lost, but also the sense of security and understanding that came with it. This emotional attachment often makes people rethink their choices after a breakup. They start to wonder if they acted too hastily, or if they could have worked through the issues that led to the separation. The emotional investment made during the relationship doesn't disappear overnight, and often it's the emotional attachment that drives regret. Time also plays a crucial role in the development of regret. In the heat of a breakup, emotions can cloud judgment, and decisions are often made in the moment. However, as time passes, clarity begins to emerge. Distance from the situation allows individuals to reflect on their feelings with a clearer perspective. What seemed like a good decision at the time may not appear the same after some space. Time gives people the opportunity to reflect on what they truly value and what they miss about the relationship. As they experience life without the other person, they begin to recognize the gaps they left behind and the role the other person played in their happiness. It's during this period of reflection that regret begins to grow, as they realize how important the relationship really was. By understanding the psychology of regret, it becomes easier to comprehend why someone might start to wonder if they made the wrong choice. It's not just about missing the good times. It's about recognizing the emotional void left by someone who was once an essential part of their life. This realization, fueled by the passage of time, emotional attachment, and the absence of the relationship, can eventually lead them to regret letting you slip away. After a breakup, it's natural to feel lost, hurt, and confused. But one of the most empowering and effective responses to this emotional turmoil is focusing on self-improvement. While it may seem like a way to prove something to your ex, the truth is that self-improvement is first and foremost about you and your personal growth. When you make the decision to work on becoming the best version of yourself, you not only heal faster, but you also create the potential for your ex to look at you and realize they may have made a mistake by letting you go. Focusing on self-improvement after a breakup is one of the most powerful tools for making someone regret their decision. It shows your ex that you're capable of thriving without them, which can trigger feelings of doubt about their choice. Here's how you can channel your energy into improving yourself, and how this process can make you more attractive, not just to your ex, but to anyone you meet. Building confidence is one of the most noticeable transformations that occurs when you work on yourself after a breakup. Confidence doesn't just come from how you look or what you own, it's the way you carry yourself and how you feel about your abilities and potential. When you focus on your personal development, whether it's tackling challenges, conquering your fears, or setting and achieving goals, your confidence naturally grows. Confidence is magnetic. It draws people in. And your ex, in particular, will likely take notice of how you've transformed into someone who radiates self-assurance and independence. Developing new skills or hobbies is another way to improve yourself post-breakup. When you're hurt, it's easy to fall into a rut, spending hours reflecting on the past or feeling sorry for yourself. Instead, use that time to discover new interests that make you feel alive and excited. Learn a new language, pick up a musical instrument, or take up a sport. Not only does this add to your sense of accomplishment, but it also keeps you mentally and physically active, preventing you from dwelling on the past. Your ex will notice the changes you've made and may wonder why they didn't see that side of you when you were together. People often leave because they don't see growth in their partners. But when you focus on self-improvement, you show that you're evolving into someone even more interesting and dynamic. Getting in better shape is another form of self-improvement that can make a huge difference. Physical health and appearance do matter in relationships, but they also matter for your self-esteem and overall well-being. After a breakup, it's easy to neglect your body or fall into unhealthy habits, but this is the perfect time to take charge of your physical health. Hitting the gym, eating healthier, or even just staying active through outdoor activities will not only improve your health, but will also make you feel better about yourself. When you take care of your body, you gain energy, feel more confident, and project a sense of vitality that others can't ignore, including your ex. Enhancing your career or personal life is another powerful tool for self-improvement. Breakups often leave us questioning our worth, but pouring your energy into your career or personal goals can lead to massive transformation. Focus on improving your skills in your profession, pursuing promotions, or starting a side project that excites you. This growth shows that you're not defined by the breakup, but instead, you're using it as motivation to level up in every aspect of your life. Career success is often linked to confidence. And when you start achieving professional milestones, it can serve as a clear sign to your ex that you're thriving without them. Your ex may start to wonder how they let go of someone who was destined for success. It's crucial to remember that self-improvement is first and foremost for you. It's about becoming the person you've always wanted to be, not just for anyone else, but for yourself. The personal growth you experience through this process will not only help you heal from the breakup, but will also put you in a place where you no longer need validation from others. By evolving into someone better, you'll realize your worth, and your ex will be left wondering why they couldn't see that potential when they had you in their life. But while the process of self-improvement is for your own benefit, it does have the added bonus of making your ex reconsider their decision. When they see the changes you've made, whether it's your newfound confidence, your physical transformation, or your career success, they may start to realize that they let go of someone who has grown into something even better than before. It's only natural for them to feel a sense of regret and wonder if they were too hasty in their decision. There's a powerful transformation story that perfectly illustrates how self-improvement can change the dynamics of a relationship. Take the story of Jake and Lily. They had been together for a few years, but their relationship started to fade. Lily, feeling unhappy in the relationship, ended things. At first, Jake was devastated and couldn't understand why things had fallen apart. But instead of wallowing in sadness, he made a choice. He started working on himself. He hit the gym and lost weight, taking up running as a way to improve his physical health. He also enrolled in a photography class, something he had always wanted to do but never had the time for. Jake's transformation was not just physical, it was emotional and mental as well. He became more confident, happier, and driven. Months later, Lily ran into Jake at a mutual friend's party. He was a completely different person. Not only had he changed physically, but he had also developed a strong sense of self-worth and independence. The man she had once known was now someone she admired and respected. She found herself reflecting on their breakup, wondering if she had made a mistake. Jake wasn't desperate to get back together, but his newfound self-assurance made her reconsider the decision she had made. It wasn't about playing games. It was about Jake becoming the person he was always meant to be, and that's what made him so attractive. This transformation story shows how focusing on self-improvement can make you more attractive to your ex. It's not about trying to force them to come back, but rather showing them that you are capable of thriving without them. When you become the best version of yourself, not only do you gain the confidence and fulfillment that comes with personal growth, but you also become someone your ex can't help but regret losing. Moving on after a breakup can feel like an impossible task. The emotional attachment, the memories, and the lingering hope that things might work out can make it difficult to truly let go. But here's the truth. Detaching from your ex emotionally isn't just for your own peace of mind. It's also one of the most powerful ways to make her reconsider her decision. When you stop chasing after her, stop begging her to come back, and start focusing on your own life, something magical happens. You become more mysterious, more appealing, and more attractive. Let's dive into how letting go and embracing detachment can lead to your ex wondering whether she made a mistake in walking away. Emotional attachment can be one of the heaviest burdens after a breakup. You may feel that the emotional connection you shared with her is too strong to simply let go. The desire to fix things, to reclaim what you once had, can make you cling to the past. However, the moment you stop emotionally chasing after her, you start to break free from the past. By detaching yourself from that emotional attachment, you create space for personal growth and allow yourself to regain your sense of independence. The power of detachment lies in the fact that it makes you less predictable and more intriguing. When you stop trying to win her back, when you stop showing her just how much you miss her, you shift the power dynamic. She'll no longer have you in the palm of her hand. This sense of distance and emotional independence makes you more appealing, and it forces her to confront the possibility that she made a mistake. When she sees that you're no longer emotionally dependent on her, and that you're moving forward, it might trigger a shift in her own feelings. She'll start to wonder whether she made the right choice, especially as she watches you grow and thrive without her. It's human nature to question decisions once the immediate emotional impact fades, and by showing her that you're okay without her, you give her the space to do just that. Creating distance, especially in terms of communication, is another key strategy to making her regret her decision. One of the most effective ways to detach emotionally is to reduce your contact with her. You don't have to cut ties completely, but taking a break from texting, calling, or even social media interactions can work wonders. When you stop responding to her immediately or showing up in her online feed, it creates a void, one that she'll begin to fill with curiosity. What's going on in your life? Who are you spending time with? Why aren't you reaching out? When you become less available, less visible, You start to create a sense of mystery that makes her wonder if she made the right choice. The more you pull away, the more she may begin to realize that she doesn't have the same control over you that she once did. Social media, in particular, can be a powerful tool in this process. If you're constantly posting about how heartbroken you are or how much you miss her, you risk coming across as desperate or clingy. Instead, take a break from social media, or at least stop sharing personal details about your emotional state. Focus on yourself and let her see your life from the outside, looking in. When she sees that you're not posting sad, longing pictures or statuses, she'll start to wonder what's going on behind the scenes. This is especially true if you start posting photos of your adventures, spending time with friends, or achieving personal milestones. By curating your social media presence in a way that shows you're moving on and living your best life, you're subtly sending a message that you're okay without her. This will make her question whether she made the right decision in letting you go, as she'll begin to see that you're thriving, possibly even without her in your life. Living your best life is an essential part of this process. When you stop focusing on your ex and start focusing on your own happiness, it creates a powerful aura of contentment that is hard to ignore. Go on adventures, explore new hobbies, spend time with people who uplift you, and invest in experiences that bring you joy. Doing so doesn't just make you feel better, but it also gives you the energy and confidence to project positivity. This sense of happiness and fulfillment is incredibly attractive to others, including your ex. When she sees that you're living your life without her, enjoying new experiences, and surrounding yourself with good people, she'll begin to question why she let go of someone so full of life. She'll see your happiness and start to wonder if the connection you had was worth throwing away. The more genuine and unapologetic your joy is, the more likely she will feel a sense of regret as she watches from a distance. One of the most powerful tools in this process is the power of silence. Sometimes saying nothing speaks louder than anything you could say. When you stop begging for her attention, stop pleading with her to reconsider, and start focusing on your own life, you trigger a sense of curiosity in her. Silence creates space, and that space allows her to reflect on the breakup and her own feelings. Your actions, rather than your words, will convey the message that you are moving on. By letting your life do the talking, you show her that you don't need her to be happy, that you don't need her validation to feel good about yourself. This shift in behavior will make her wonder what happened to the person she once knew. The longer you maintain your silence and your emotional detachment, the more likely she will be to question whether she made the right decision. The key to this process is not manipulation or playing games, but rather creating a situation where your ex starts to realize that you are no longer emotionally available or desperate for her attention. When you create space for yourself to heal, grow, and live your best life, it naturally triggers a sense of curiosity and doubt in her mind. The more you become emotionally independent, the more attractive and intriguing you become. And the more she will wonder if she made the right choice by letting you slip away. In the end, moving on is about embracing your own personal journey. It's about recognizing that you deserve happiness, peace, and fulfillment, with or without her. By focusing on your growth, reducing contact, and living your life to the fullest, you not only heal, but you also create a situation where she can help but question her decision. It's the art of moving on, letting go, finding yourself, and, in the process, making her wonder if she made a mistake by letting you go in the first place. Mastering the art of subtlety after a breakup is all about strategically creating an atmosphere where your ex feels the loss without you overtly pursuing them. It's about being confident, emotionally detached, and letting her see that your life is still thriving without her. This sense of indifference and emotional independence can trigger her curiosity and longing, making her reconsider the decision she made. Let's dive into how you can master subtlety and why it's so effective in getting her to question whether she made a mistake in letting you go. The most powerful thing you can do after a breakup is to stop chasing your ex. It may seem counterintuitive, especially if you're still emotionally invested in the relationship, but constantly pursuing her only signals desperation. People often want what they can't have, and when you're always in pursuit, she may lose interest. The key to making her wonder what's going on in your life is to show her that you're no longer dependent on her. When you let go of the need for validation, you signal strength, maturity, and emotional independence. This will pique her curiosity and make her want to find out what you're up to. Instead of chasing her, let her see your life moving forward without her. Whether it's through social media, mutual friends, or simply by living your life authentically, create the impression that you're doing just fine. Let her see that you're not only surviving but thriving. This will stir up emotions of loss and regret in her. She'll wonder why she let you go, and she might even start to chase you, driven by the desire to reclaim what she lost. But remember, this isn't about playing games. It's about allowing space for her to realize that you're emotionally independent. When you show her that you can live a fulfilling life without her, it may trigger a sense of longing in her, making her question her decision. While you're no longer chasing her, you still want to subtly remind her that you're doing well without her. The key here is to make these reminders subtle, nothing brash or overt. Bragging about your new adventures or accomplishments will only make you seem arrogant and could push her further away. Instead, allow her to see glimpses of your life that reflect your personal growth and happiness. For example, posting pictures of you traveling, trying new activities, or spending quality time with friends can create a powerful impact. The goal is to rub it in her face, but rather to gently show her that you're moving forward. When you post about new experiences, especially ones that you once shared with her, it may evoke feelings of nostalgia and regret. She might begin to wonder why she's no longer a part of your life. As she sees your life expanding without her, she might feel a sense of loss, as if she's missed out on something she once had. The more you make your life look fulfilling and exciting, the more she might start thinking about what she's lost. Another way to subtly remind her of your success is by achieving personal goals and milestones that you know she would have celebrated with you. Whether it's a career achievement, a fitness goal, or a personal project you've been working on, make sure these accomplishments are visible, but in a low-key way. When she sees that you're progressing and becoming the best version of yourself, it might make her rethink her decision to walk away. One of the most attractive qualities in a person after a breakup is the ability to move on with grace, confidence, and maturity. If you constantly express your sorrow or neediness, it will only push her further away. Instead, showing emotional maturity, accepting the breakup without bitterness, not trying to manipulate her into coming back, will make you seem stronger and more self-assured. Confidence and maturity are incredibly appealing traits, and they can make your ex start to feel like she might have made the wrong decision. If you appear emotionally unaffected by the breakup, she might start to question whether she's the one who made a mistake. People often struggle with the idea that they were the cause of the end of a relationship, and if you show her that you've accepted the situation and are fine without her, she may begin to think that she was the one who gave up something valuable. The more you demonstrate that you've emotionally moved on and can handle life without her, the more she will question whether her decision was right. This doesn't mean you should act cold or aloof, but rather that you should show that you've grown from the experience. Demonstrating maturity means being at peace with the breakup and focusing on your own journey. When you're able to show that you're better off emotionally and mentally, it signals that you were never dependent on her for happiness, something that might make her regret letting you slip away. It's an indirect but powerful way to make her realize that maybe she didn't fully appreciate the person you were. And now she's facing the consequences of that realization. The ability to play it cool shows that you've taken the breakup in stride and are unshaken by it. This sense of calm and emotional control can create an image of a person who is desirable, stable, and in control of their own life, something that many people find irresistible. as she watches you handle the situation with poise, she might start to see you in a new light, one that makes her question if she made the right choice. Mastering the art of subtlety after a breakup is a delicate balancing act between emotional independence and self-assurance. By not chasing after her, subtly reminding her of your success, and playing it cool, you trigger curiosity and longing, which can make her regret the decision to let you go. The key is to show her that you are no longer emotionally dependent on her, and that your life is still progressing without her. When she sees you living your best life, achieving your goals, and handling the breakup with maturity, she'll start to wonder if she made a mistake. And that's exactly the kind of doubt you want to plant in her mind. Remember, subtlety isn't about manipulation. It's about letting your actions speak louder than words and creating a situation where she realizes what she's lost. Mastering the art of subtlety after a breakup is a delicate balancing act between emotional independence and self-assurance. By not chasing after her, subtly reminding her of your success and playing it cool, you trigger curiosity and longing, which can make her regret the decision to let you go. The key is to show her that you are no longer emotionally dependent on her, and that your life is still progressing without her. When she sees you living your best life, achieving your goals, and handling the breakup with maturity, she'll start to wonder if she made a mistake, and that's exactly the kind of doubt you want to plant in her mind. Remember, subtlety isn't about manipulation. It's about letting your actions speak louder than words and creating a situation where she realizes what she's lost. After a breakup, communication can become a tricky terrain to navigate. Too much contact can come across as desperate, while too little may seem like indifference. The goal here is to strike a delicate balance that keeps the door open while giving her the space to miss you. In this section, we will discuss how to handle communication in a way that shows maturity, emotional control, and self-assurance, all of which can make her reconsider her decision to let you go. The first step in handling communication is understanding when it's appropriate to reach out. After a breakup, it's often best to give her some time to process the situation, reflect on the relationship, and come to terms with the separation. This period of no contact can make her start wondering what you're up to and how you're coping without her. The power of silence can work in your favor here, as it allows her to experience the void your absence has created. However, after some time has passed, there might be moments when reaching out feels right. This should not be about begging her to come back or seeking emotional validation. Instead, you might want to contact her for something unrelated to the breakup, perhaps to share a funny story, ask a simple question, or even offer a compliment on something you noticed, but keep it casual. This can help her see that you're doing well, and it keeps the door open without making it obvious that you're still longing for her. The key is to reach out strategically when you feel like there's an opportunity for a light, non-pressuring conversation. It shouldn't be forced or expected, but rather spontaneous and natural. When you do contact her, make sure that it doesn't feel like an obligation or an attempt to fix things. Let her know that you're fine without her, but that you are still open to communication. One of the most significant mistakes people make after a breakup is becoming desperate. Desperation is often displayed through constant texting, calling, or seeking attention in ways that feel forced. This kind of behavior can be off-putting and make her feel justified in her decision to move on. It can even push her further away, as it gives the impression that you are emotionally dependent on her and unable to function without her. Instead of reaching out repeatedly, keep a level of distance. You don't have to cut her out entirely, but you also shouldn't be flooding her inbox with messages or trying to engage her in deep conversations. The goal is to let her miss you and feel the absence of your presence. Give her space to realize what she's lost, rather than reminding her constantly. When you're not overly available, she may start to miss your company, and when you do reach out, it will feel like a pleasant surprise. This kind of dynamic makes her reconsider her decision to let you go, as she'll see that you're not desperately clinging to her. You're emotionally strong, independent, and moving forward with your life, and that can be incredibly attractive. When communication does happen, it's important to choose your words carefully. Overloading her with emotional messages or trying to convince her that you've changed is not the way to go. Instead, focus on being genuine, but not too emotional. Let her see that you've grown and moved on without directly stating it. Sometimes, actions speak louder than words, and the way you communicate will show her how much you've evolved since the breakup. Be polite and respectful, but don't overextend yourself. Keep your messages light, positive, and composed without appearing needy. It could be as simple as saying, "I hope you're doing well," or "It's been a busy few weeks, but I'm managing." If you show maturity in your communication, she may start to feel that you're no longer the same person she knew during the relationship. She might even think, "Maybe I made a mistake letting someone so strong and independent go." Avoid playing games, but also don't reveal too much vulnerability. Let her see that you're doing okay and that life is continuing for you, even without her in it. This subtle form of communication can be powerful in making her reconsider her decision. If she reaches out to you, be supportive, but don't overinvest emotionally. If she asks about your life, answer honestly, but without excessive detail or emotion. Don't act like her emotional support system, but instead, maintain your independence while still being friendly and kind. For example, if she tells you something personal, don't offer unsolicited advice or try to fix her problems. A simple response like, "I understand. I hope everything works out for you," shows that you're still kind and considerate without getting emotionally entangled. Let her see that you can be there for her without needing anything in return, and that you're just fine living your life on your own terms. This subtle distance will make her realize that you're not as emotionally invested in her as you once were, and that may lead her to question her decision. Being supportive without becoming clingy allows you to maintain a respectful and cordial relationship while still keeping her at arm's length. She will see that you're not constantly seeking her approval or validation, which could make her regret the breakup as she realizes she no longer has your attention so easily. Handling communication after a breakup is all about maintaining a balance between being distant enough to make her miss you and approachable enough to keep the door open. By not being desperate, making your words count and showing that you've moved on without her, you create a scenario where she starts questioning her decision. If she reaches out, be supportive but not overly invested. Remember, the goal is to let your maturity, emotional independence, and positive attitude speak louder than anything else. By striking the right balance in communication, you can increase the chances that she'll reconsider the breakup and wonder whether she made a mistake in letting you go. Moving on after a breakup may seem like a counterintuitive approach if you want to win your ex back, but in reality, it is often the most powerful and effective way to make her reconsider her decision. It's important to understand that moving on doesn't mean that you've stopped caring about her, or that you no longer have any emotional attachment. Instead, it demonstrates that you have the strength and self-respect to prioritize your own life and happiness, regardless of whether or not she's in it. When you decide to move on, you show her that you are not desperate for her attention or approval. Desperation can be suffocating, and it often pushes people away. On the other hand, when you move forward with your life and continue to grow as an individual, you create a sense of mystery and allure. You give her the opportunity to see you as someone who is capable of thriving without her, and that's a powerful realization for anyone to have. By focusing on your own happiness, you not only make her question her decision to let you go, but also prove to yourself that you're capable of achieving greatness on your own. It shows her that you have a life outside of her, and that you won't fall apart just because the relationship ended. This shift in mindset is key. It moves you away from a place of neediness and towards one of emotional strength and resilience. One of the most attractive qualities anyone can possess is confidence, and moving on is a surefire way to develop that confidence. As you invest time in personal growth, whether it's improving your career, hobbies, or physical health, you'll naturally grow more self-assured. Confidence radiates from someone who has learned to stand tall, regardless of what life throws their way. When you move on and focus on your own growth, your confidence becomes magnetic. It makes you more attractive than any effort you could make to win her back directly. Ultimately, self-respect and personal growth are what will make you stand out the most. By living your best life, you create a pull that is natural and undeniable. People are drawn to those who are content and fulfilled, and that energy is contagious. It's not about begging for someone's love or trying to convince them to come back. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. When she sees how much you've evolved and thrived without her, it will undoubtedly make her wonder why she let you slip away in the first place. In conclusion, the best way to make her regret letting you go is to move on with confidence, self-respect, and a focus on your own growth. By doing so, you not only prove to her that you can flourish without her, but you also prove it to yourself. It's about becoming someone who doesn't need her to be happy, but can still offer her love and companionship, should she choose to come back. The power of moving on lies in the strength it gives you to live your best life, which in turn makes her reflect on what she has lost. In conclusion, the strategies outlined in this guide center around one powerful idea. When you focus on your own growth, confidence, and emotional independence, you not only transform yourself, but you also increase the chances that she will reconsider her decision. By prioritizing self-improvement, creating distance, and subtly demonstrating how you've moved on, you spark curiosity and reflection in her mind. The mystery of your life going forward without her, paired with your newfound strength and resilience, is what makes her question why she let you slip away. However, it's crucial to remember that the ultimate goal is not necessarily to win her back, but to become the best version of yourself. The journey of moving on, growing, and thriving on your own is where the true victory lies. Whether or not she comes back is secondary. What matters most is the transformation you undergo in the process. You'll not only build your confidence and self-worth, but you'll also create a life that you can be proud of, with or without her. So, take this journey as an opportunity for self-discovery, growth, and empowerment. The best way to make her regret letting you go is to become someone who thrives independently and lives their best life. And in doing so, you'll realize that the real reward is the person you become, regardless of the outcome. Keep moving forward and trust that the future holds even greater things for you.